When I hold my baby in my arm and change position from sitting to standing up and then I start walking around, he will hold me tight and start to cry. Is it a wrong word sign? Or I don't have to think about it?
Okay, so this behavior that the baby show means the baby gets scared in terms of the height. So when you start carrying him, moving from one position to the next, especially when you stand up, it means the height level gets higher, which scares the child. That's why he would start to like hold tight on you and start crying. Okay, there are cases that this will be overcome by the child as the time goes by. But if your child is not, how do you say that, is not carried a lot of times, or most of the time he'll be lying down or just sitting on level ground, most likely the child will not able to adjust to the heights. So you have to be aware, like when you try to develop these skills is, example, you bring him first from sitting to standing while holding him. Let him have some time to process the change of heights, and then you start to move around. So the child will have time to adjust by the different level of heights while you're carrying him.
If so, I should carry him on my arm and walk around more than sitting, or I just change the position like that time to time. Cause I worry if I carry him and walk around too much, he gonna get used to and ask me to do all the time.
Okay, so it shouldn't be carrying your child all the time as well. So if that's the case, the child will be able to get dependent on you, that he would ask to be carried all the time. But you would have is a scheduled time where you will carry him. For example, like if you want to go to the kitchen to feed your child, so that's the time you can carry him. So slowly bring him first to sitting from lying down, then give him some time to adjust, and then from sitting you go standing, give him another minute to adjust before you walk and go to the kitchen. So same thing, like for example, you need to give him a bath or wash him from your changed nappy. So also the time that you need him to bring to another place. So you have to again adjust him, bring him to a certain level of height before you start walking around. But don't let your baby be carried all the time, because that time he will get dependent and he wouldn't like to be just leave him lying down on his crib.
While my baby is sitting on the floor, and if I give anything to him, even the toy he likes, he will bite it, then throw it away. Is it a worried sign or normal?
Okay, so it says that when the child is playing, he would bite and throw toys. So firstly, this is actually the first stage of how a baby learn how to play and learn about his senses. So when he tried to hold something, he will try to shake, bite, or lick the object, touching the object, and throwing objects. So this is the first development of playing for a baby. So it usually occurs until about 4 to 6 months. Because this is a question doesn't have a specific age of the child. So for example, your child is 9 months and you should need assistance to show the child how to play with certain toys, guide him how to play with toys. But if there's a certain, like over 1 year old, and you would still see this behavior with your child after that you showed him already, assisted him on playing, and if this case is still pursue or the behavior is still the same, that the first initial behavior of the child is licking, biting, and throwing toys, then it might show that the child have some developmental issues.
My 1-year-old child only likes drinking milk. She doesn't like chewing, swallowing, or eating solid food. She will vomit when she eats anything except milk. Why this happens and how I fix this?
Okay, so usually the baby, when they are born, of course the first introduction we give for them is to drink milk, breast milk, milk formula. So that's how the baby survives. So that's what they get the nutrients for, is basically by giving them milk. So in time, it's supposedly until 6 months that you should start introducing soft food. So you would blend some vegetable, and little by little you would start to give your child. So the child will be able to overcome the different texture and taste of food. So what comes is, like with over a year old, and your child still have limitation of the food that he can take, but mostly because of sensitivity with the food. Okay, so when we have limited food introduction, when we give food, so the child would have the sensitivity and would turn to throwing up or vomiting. So in time, if you have proper proper way of introducing food with the child, so we have this slow, consistent, and gradually increased manner. So you would slowly choose one type of food. For example, is carrot. Then you would blend the carrot, and then every day, little by little, the child would be able to take it until he can tolerate it, and then you would gradually increase the amount of that vegetable that you're trying to introduce. So most of the time, it's really gonna take a long time to train the child. Even normal child can have this issue, but we need to be particular, because especially with premature babies, they don't have proper nutrition that they get. There are some things that they have, like digestive issues as well. So we have to be careful on how to train these children or this baby on taking their food.
During the time kangaroo care in the hospital, my baby can't accept other position or posture except mom's chest. I did try many times to put him on the bed or out of my chest, but he would cry until turning blue. I was so scared that I kept him sleeping on my chest. Until now, he is 1 year old. He still sleep on my chest. How can I make him stop sleeping on my chest, cause I can't do anything else until he wake up?
So this behavior shows that the baby is quite attached to the mom. So he feels secure and safe, so he can sleep well if on the mom's chest. So we cannot deny that, like from being in the hospital, so that's the only time that the mom and the baby will get to have a bond together. So over the time, like now that the baby is developing well, the baby is out of the hospital, and the baby is stronger, but still it's very hard for the baby to adjust that to be able to sleep by himself other than being on the mom's chest. So we have to train the child slowly that he can be able to gain independence in the long run. So for example, if your bedtime is 9 o'clock, so don't go to bed at straight 9 o'clock. You have to go to bed earlier, like 8 or 8:30. So you would do things with your child when you're in the bed. So you could start like singing some lullabies with him. You can start to read or some picture books. So you showed him some interaction while the child is on the bed. So this will make the child feel secure and safe on the bed itself. Okay, I know it's gonna be hard to overcome this, but we need to start to make the child more safe and secure while he's on bed. Okay, so I know you care and love your child a lot. We all do. So if you need more assistance, if you need guide and help, don't hesitate to comment to us or click the link below.